Welcome in, my dear ones. Psychic Mia here from Spiritual Society. What they felt and thought the last time they saw you. We're going to do a nice deep dive here. So, we're going to get all the information, see what the potential for this could be going forward in the future. And we're going to take a look at you and see if there's anything we need to know about what's going on in your energy. Our mission here is to help guide you to unblock your energy through spiritual practices just like this, like tarot readings, so you can live your most aligned life. Now, I want you to let yourself clear anything out, get relaxed, release your shoulders, open the space up between your third eye, between your eyebrows. You're going to feel pulled into one of these 4 cards. And I know I have rose petals all over them, but I want you to feel pulled into one of these 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, or 4. You can let the crystal guide you if you like. Take a nice breath. Let your intuition kick in. Where are you pulled? Choose a card now. Welcome in, my card 1. What they felt or thought the last time that they saw you. We're going to do a nice deep dive here. So we're going to get all the answers. Don't worry if you don't get an answer that's the forthcoming. We'll pull more cards. We'll figure out. We'll get all the goods. All right, I want you to relax. I want you to let go of anything that you don't need. And let's go ahead and get started. I want you to open up a space for the image of this person to come in. Just bring their image in, maybe their face. Remember that last time that you saw them and the energy that flowed. And just bring their energy on in. Okay. Okay, so we're just leaving that question on the table. What did they think and feel the last time they saw you? What did they think and feel the last time they saw you? We're just leaving that open. What did they think and feel the last time they saw you? We're going to start with 4 cards. Oh, no, we're starting with 5 cards. Here we go. Okay, we have the 2 of Wands. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Moon. We have the 6 of Cups. We have the 3 of Pentacles. So a whole bunch of things coming up. First of all, there is something about them that feels a little bit like they're watching you from a distance, like they're seeing things that you don't realize they're seeing. They're seeing you in ways that you don't realize that they're seeing you. They're interested, they're deep diving, they're trying to do research and like figure out more information on you. They're just so curious. And they're trying to sort of hold this, not be too much. But there is something about them that just really wants to know more. Even if this is somebody from the past, they're exploring. They're trying to find out. This like gets into sort of like internet research territory. But also just before you even realize that they've clocked you, before you even realize that they're really taking you in, they're taking in things you don't realize. And there's a part of them that feels like this is a path of adventure almost. It feels like it's transportive. It's taking them, down a whole pathway. The Knight of Wands also coming in. So there's something fiery here. And I do feel like there's a deep physical attraction. There's something that like makes them like taps into that sort of primal masculine, divine masculine energy that's like, protect and show off and, be this person that they're gonna watch, to be something of value, that they want to be this valiant, sort of passionate, sort of really shining the metal of all the things they think you're gonna like, and trying to really inhabit that being. And they feel like they in some ways do, that you do see them this way. They sort of feel that way with you too. And there's just a part of them that wants to kind of be a little, masculine show off that energy. But there is also something secretive that's going on. There's a hidden truth here. When we get into the Moon, we're getting into those hidden truths, something that's secretive, something that you don't know about. And this could be tapping into feelings they have for you. This could be tapping into something that they've really just hidden away from you, that they're reluctant to come forward and say. Maybe it would embarrass them. Maybe it would feel like, too much. but there is something that they're really holding back. Don't worry, we'll find out more information. Now we have the Six of Cups also coming in. So there's something that feels so familiar about you. There's something that just, and again, this could be somebody from the past. This could be somebody you're in a relationship with right now. But there's still this, because we don't have that feeling with everyone. And they have this feeling, and this can get into nostalgia kind of feelings. But there is this feeling of heart space for you, this feeling of emotion that is for you, that taps into something that just feels like they've known you before. And, even if they have known you before, but kind of that thing like they knew you before they knew you. They've known you forever. They knew you the moment they said hi. A lot of good things coming up here. But there is something that's very that really drops back to this feeling of familiarity. That this is getting into old feelings. This is getting into something that really hits them in a strong heart space as well. When we get into the cups, we get into those feelings and emotions. Now the Three of Pentacles also coming in. So there is this. I really kind of love this popping up. There's a planning element going on here. Now the Pentacles gets into can get into worldly goods and whatnot, but this is an architectural card. So this also is like a planning, growth minded. How am I going to construct this? How am I going to do this and do it in the best possible way? Lay a good foundation, all of that yummy good stuff. There is something about them that's sort of planning on how the future is going to go with you, how they can make the future go with you. What's the next move? What's the next thing to do? How the future looks. And this could get from very small levels to very big levels of like, how would a life building a life that you would want to be a part of look like? That how do I move this forward in a way that I want to move it forward? So there is forward thinking, there is futuristic thinking going on here. Okay, we're gonna let the cards sit where they're gonna sit. I want to pull one more card with that question in mind, and then we're gonna ask some more in-depth questions. And we have the Ten of Wands, and I love pulling this. This just feels, there is a part of them that has this hope that they really can bring this home with you. Now, the wands again gets into that fire energy. This is passion, purpose, moving forward, this great energy. There is something like, sweaty and like, I'm willing to work hard for this. I want to figure out a way to land this. Tens are cards of completion, and this is very much this feeling of like, hey, I can bring this home. I can finish this. I can do this. I feel like there's a possibility here, that there's real potential for longevity, to like really have something with you, to really land it and bring it all together. And there's something very hopeful, very energizing, very willing to make a big effort to go out on a sort of expedition of will of how much they can do. And that's pretty beautiful. That feels pretty good. Now let's ask some specific questions. So let's go ahead and ask some specific questions. So I would like to know a little bit about the moon that's popping up here, about these secrets, the things that you're not getting to see. If there's anything in that energy that we can get to know, I'd like to know that now. I'd like to see what the cards have to say about that now. If there's anything that we can know about this sort of deep secret, this deep inner thing that's happening that they don't want to come out, that they don't want to come out, that they want that hidden. Okay. Knight of Swords coming in. And this feels actually like a competitive energy. This feels like we have the Knight of Wands here, which they're really inhabiting themselves. This is something that's growing in them. That's like very much a part of their energy as they enter your world, as they're in your presence. Now, the Knight of Swords is sharp. I mean, this is very fast moving. This is cutting, and it cuts through truth, which is so interesting too. When we get into this, this clarity, when we get into the Swords energy, we get that clarity, that truth, that intelligence space, the mind space. But this is a very fast moving card. It's the fastest moving Knight card, for sure. And there is something that feels very jealous, feels very that this could be a part of someone else's energy that they feel like they're competing with. that they get a little afraid, or that they want to inhabit, that they want to take on because they're worried about, maybe they feel other people's eyes on you. Maybe they have a sense that there are other people who are interested in you. But there is something that feels very like, I need to run into this so fast. I need to figure this out. And at times that taps into something that might even feel like impulsive, needy, oddly. But there might be part of that they're afraid is unattractive, because some people are unattracted by that sort of competitive, even a little possessive, perhaps, energy that's going on there. I want to know a little bit more if there's anything else that we need to know about this moon card coming in, if there's anything else that we need to know. And we have this strength card coming in, which I love this card. I'm going to just say what the card was showing. We have a lion. We have a woman who is calmly and effectively closing the mouth of a lion. And I want you to take this literally. This is a lion. I just watched a video. It was a cute video of a lion who was drinking water out of a river or a lake, and a little turtle was coming by. But there is no doubt that lion is unbelievably dangerous. It is a wild animal. There is something that is absolutely untamable. And this situation, when you think of it in that perspective, is incredible. So we're not really talking about strength, in those kind of like throwaway terms, which I think people do a lot of times. We are talking about strength, like magical power, strength. Now, I do feel like when we're getting to like secrets and things that they're keeping hidden, I think there's a part of them that uh, is a little afraid that they're not lovable, which is very common. Many people are afraid of that, but they're afraid of this sort of wild animal part of themselves. And I don't think that that's in a physical, like, I'm going to physically destroy you wild animal way, but in a, there are parts of themselves that they have a hard time controlling. They've probably been in relationships before where it has not worked out, and they've felt like a bad person because of it, because they felt like it was their fault that they weren't lovable, they weren't able to be in that symbiotic relationship. And I think that there's a fear factor here. There also feels like there's a hope factor here because of the way that this is coming through. And, she is calm, and it is magical. And it is like, wow, it could this pairing happen with anyone else? This is incredible. So there feels like there's some real fear in there, but also some hope. And both of those things feel like things that they would want to hide away, that they would not want to share. They would not want to expose. They would not want to bring to the surface in any way. Although energetically, it probably does come to the surface. So you would probably feel the residue of that in your intuition because you're intuitive. Okay, let's go ahead and ask some more questions. So let's ask about the next moves. Like what is the trajectory here? What's going on? Like, is this have potential to go somewhere? What's happening? What do we need to know? Does this have potential to go somewhere? Where's it going in the future? Where does this path lead? What does this feel like? Hi, King of Pentacles. Boy, I love the King of Pentacles. I love all the kings, so I can't say it's my favorite king because I really love them all, but I do love this king. Ooh, this king. This king is growth-oriented, has some father energy because they've got that protectiveness, that like need to take care of. There is real growth energy here. The King and Queen of Pentacles really dip into this growth energy. You see all this growth all around them, growing things every which way, from like businesses to the people around them to the nurturing aspect. It is just a very growth-oriented place to be. And this feels like a solid yum. For lack of a better word. A solid yes. I mean, this is feels like this is a safe person to be with. That you know, even if we're getting some fear off of them, this is a safe person to be with. And this person, boy, they've got some really incredible qualities. And going and walking down this path could be a real beautiful adventure of growth, possibility, building family, building relationships, building a life around you, letting it all grow up around you. There's also, you know, a solidness around the material world, being able to handle money, being good at business, being good financially, all of those things. But there is a real solid part of their character of showing up, of, you know, really being present and coming again and again to the same thing, having this work ethic. I'm still asking that same question. Now we have this Seven of Cups, and I actually just turned this over, which is funny to me. This was reversed, wasn't this? This was reversed when I pulled it, but I flipped it over. So this is Seven of Cups or Seven of Cups reversed. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to watch this in playback, but I'm gonna stay in the flow of this. So because I flipped it over, that we're gonna go with this, because that also feels like that's meant to be. So um, here we're looking at the possibility of where this can go, and this does feel like uh, it feels like it's this sort of slight warning of don't get too carried away in the pockets of your imagination. Because here we have all of the cups. Again, cups get into feelings. And we've got good things, we've got bad things. So like, woo, happy, happy, and ooh, scary. Don't get too caught up in the flow of your imaginings. Let yourself be grounded and rooted in reality of the present of what is. Because as you get further down those ebbs, those flows, then they could keep you from going further into something or leaning in the way that you need to, but that isn't real. That's based on your imagination. And you do have intuition. Absolutely tap your intuition. Feel that. And if something really feels like it's coming through for you. Okay, so I had a little technical difficulty, but I have fixed everything and we are back. So this card is really telling you, be in the moment, be in the present, be with reality. Don't let yourself stagnate because, or be propelled further into something because of what you imagine is going to unfold. This person is coming in with their own huge bag of things. So really listen and pay attention to what is. Okie dokie. All right, so let's go ahead and let's continue on. Okay, so we are still looking at what this path could hold for you, what could unfold here. So what could unfold here for you? Oh boy, we have the King of Cups coming in, and we have the King of Pentacles as well, starting all of this off. And this is a wonderful card to pull. This is, you know, this gets into the emotions. This gets into to this divine masculine energy that is very grounded, very intuitive, very knowing, very feeling, has a real capacity to love, a real capacity to feel things. This person has some really good potential. I really like where this could go with them, the kind of person they can show up as and what you can feel here in that. Okay, I'm pulling one last card for where this we can find this. Now, this is also getting us to the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, I love this because we're tapping back to the Pentacles here. And there is this growth energy. This is kind of a card that usually says, like, hey, things are coming to you. And look, you're getting things that you want. And often that talks about things, but this really gets into value here when we're talking about this person. The things that you want of growth, of feeling like your most sensual, beautiful self, of feeling like you're in this space where everything is growing around you, where you're getting these things that you desire, that you want, that are really coming up for you. And I love that. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so some really good, interesting things popping up here for us. Let's go ahead and tap into our pink deck because I want to go ahead and pull some cards for you. I want to get into your energy. I'm going to be checking my camera to make sure that everything is not, technically off, or that things aren't, um, everything is looking good, because I had that little glitch before. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and open up into your energy. So first of all, I just want to take a look at your heart. What is going on in your heart? What is going on in your heart? What is going on in your heart? What's going on in your heart? Oh, hi. Hey, Seven of Pentacles. So interesting. We're tapping into the Pentacles. Um, so there's something going on where you've been planning some things, and they have been growing, and you've been patient about it, so it has been coming around. But perhaps there is something it's really not what you thought it was going to be. It's really maybe not even what you wanted. There's really a sense that you perhaps have put your attention and focus on growing something that wasn't completely the right path for you. They weren't the right seeds, perhaps even. But things are growing for you, and you've been patient and you've been sitting in that. But there is something popping up that feels lackluster, that feels like it's not completely fulfilling you, that's not really landing in a space where you feel super joyful about it, or that it's really coming to this, apex for you. The world is coming in. So there's a transition going on for you as well in your romance and in your heart life. A cycle has been ending. Something new is beginning for you. This is a whole new start. This is a whole new beginning. There is something that you want to, whatever has transpired, whether it was hard or difficult or anything, I want you to look at the gifts that it's given you, just to look back at what you've accomplished, where you've been, how you've made it through, or all the wonderful aspects of something that has been great. There is an ending of something here in your life cycle that is starting off on a whole new cycle and just dancing straight into it, that you're dancing into a whole new space, and there's a freedom to that, a vulnerability to that. There's something that's really going to launch you into a new space here very soon. It's beautiful. I love this. Okay. Hi. Well, well, well. My Queen of Pentacles. I love pulling this card. I love this because we've pulled the King of Pentacles. We've had a lot of little pentacle like shout outs coming through here in their energy. And now we're pulling the Queen of Pentacles. And really, I am feeling that in your heart space, in your romantic space, you are ready for a full launch. You are so there. You are so grown. You have been growing things within you. You have this nurturing soul. This really feels like a very good pairing. I'm just going to point that out as we go, but I really want to focus on you, that you really have this ability to nurture others, to take care of yourself. You've grown so much. I talk about how Pentacles really get into this growth energy. You see all of this flourishing all around her. I love this queen. This also gets into like boss territory, that, we're really talking about your romantic life and your heart life. That's what we've been asking about right here. So, getting into that boss feeling of like being able to plan and grow. And there is something that is very, you're very capable of this. You're very capable of this. You've gotten to a space where you can land a strong, wonderful, flourishing relationship. You're in that space for something to be real and strong and beautiful, and to get into that real longevity and the real authentic goodness of what it is you desire, even if that's been hard for you in the past. I'm pulling one more card for your heart space. I just want to know what's going on in your heart, what we need to know. And the High Priestess is coming in too. I want you to tap that deep intuition. I want you to tap into your deep inner knowing. You have a real wisdom. There's something magical about you. There is something that is so wise and understanding. And there is this space here. We have we have the dark pillar, we have the light pillar, and there's, sometimes our high priestess is called the third pillar, that, she's really between these spaces. She understands the good that comes from both spaces. She understands the learning space. She understands that there is so much wisdom to be gleaned from the space in between, this gray area. There's also this fertility, this growth energy around her as well. We've got the pomegranates here too. And we also, there's just this incredible wisdom, this incredible, just an incredible knowing and intuition. There is something very mystical about you as well, that you can see past things. You can see into things that perhaps other people can't see into. And now I want to go ahead and give a new shuffle. I want to give some new questions. So I'd really like to know more about where this can go for you. What are your next steps? How does this look? What are we looking at? What do you need to be doing? Are there any, I'm going to ask blocks specifically here in a second. But first I want to know about where this can go for you. Where can this go for you? We have the King of Swords. Boy, we're pulling all the kings, aren't we? There is some strong masculine energy around you. You're pulling in some good, strong masculine energy. And I mean that in the form of people, of men, of perhaps just this man. But there is some real strong divine masculine energy that you're pulling in. So this can get to a space where you feel like you've got someone who has that sort of alpha male energy that is sharp, intelligent, knowing, grounded, just really holds the sort of knowledge and understanding and clarity, that there's a real clarity about this person. There's something very juicy here that can feel very safe, that can feel like emotionally fulfilling. It can feel like your needs are taken care of, like you're safe and protected, that you've got this sort of strong energy here, right by your side. What else can we pull up here about where this is going? What else can we pull about this energy, about where it's going? And we have the Hierophant. So interesting here. So interesting here, especially, across from our High Priestess, that there is this, there is something that is seeking the wisdom, that is looking for something that's a better understanding and more clarity and wisdom. And I do think that part of that comes from being in this, that there is this sort of, almost, it's like having like a guru. It's like sort of like having this intense teacher of wisdom, but it's coming in the form of being in something that's unlike anything you've ever been in before. This sort of waterfall of knowing, of clarity, of wisdom coming through. I'm pulling one more card for that. We have the Ace of Wands. I love the Ace of Wands. New opportunities come in with our aces, and our wands get into that fire, that passion, that purpose. There is growth here as well. This is like something glorious being handed off to you. There's something that is coming in. You want to make sure you have open hands to it, that you have an open heart to it. I hear the children next door yelling and playing, so you might hear that too. And I love that coming through. There is something that's coming in for you right now. And I really hope that you open your hands to this. I really hope that you are open to the opportunities that are coming forward for you. And right now, I don't feel any reason why you wouldn't be. I feel like this is the perfect time to be open for that to come in, that all of this can light you up and move you forward. And not just romantically, that this whole relationship, if this accumulated, if you're walking down this path, if this moves forward and transcends into something, that whole thing can light you forward in a new way in your life in general. But I do want to ask about any blocks. I'm closing my eyes if I do anything, take my hands out of frame or do anything weird. So I am asking about any blocks that might be coming in. Actually, there's something down here. Yes. Oh my, well, isn't that interesting? The Seven of Cups comes in for blocks. The Seven of Cups is what we were pulling on the other side of where this could lead. And this was, the card I flipped over that might have been a reversed card. This is this is really saying the same things that I was saying before. Uh, If you let yourself go wandering off into imagination, you will have limitations there just because they're in your brain, maybe in your belief system, but they don't necessarily match reality. That if your, your neural pathways, your brain, your old limiting beliefs, if something is in there and you're like, well, this thing about them, I imagine it turning into this, and this thing about them, I imagine it turning into this, sort of like really escalating things into being something terrible or something absolutely wonderful. Stay in reality, because this will keep you from being real, present, and this can keep it from really truly being what it is and moving forward with it into something exceptional. You can be limited by what you're putting on top of it. It could stop the relationship from moving forward because you decide that, oh, it's not going to work out. That's, hidden dragon here. That's a snake. That's a bad sign. But that's imagination. Now, do tap your intuition, as I said before. Intuition, yes, but in the imaginings, be careful. In the imaginings, be careful with yourself. So I do want to turn over our initial card, so our anchor card that we pulled in the very beginning. And we have the Hanged Man. And this just feels like it fits right in, that there's this feeling that they're kind of removed. They're seeing you in this way that no one else sees you. They're seeing you from a completely different perspective. They're really taking it in, and they might be waiting. They might not be making moves. Like, even though they're planning for the future, they've got these things sort of moving forward. They can see it coming to completion, all these things. There's a part of them that might be like, I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to see what comes about. I'm going to see how this transpires. I just want to see how things are landing. I'm going to take it as it comes. I'm not going to be too quick to action, perhaps. Even with that little tinge of jealousy popping in, that might feel like a little like, ooh. They might just be pulling all that back and reining all that in. Now, also, there is intuition that kicks in here, and there is some deep knowing that kicks in here. And there is this, there is this beautiful energy uh, of someone who's not afraid to be in their own perspective, someone who's not afraid to think differently than other people, and to see you in a different way than anybody else sees you, to see the little things that are popping up that you don't even realize are being taken in, and to see the things that are really exquisitely you. I love this. This is so fun. All this juicy goodness just feels really yummy. I'd love to know your thoughts about it. Please tell me your thoughts about it. I want to drop a coin below for our Queen and King of Pentacles, please. If you feel like you want to do that, drop the coin below for our King and Queen of Pentacles over here. And because we do have a lot of this pentacle energy coming up, make sure you're planting the seeds that you want to grow, and don't be afraid to cut your losses. If, just because you've invested a lot of time and effort and energy into something, if it turns out that it's not really what you want, don't be afraid to like, okay, yeah, that's all right. I'm going to let it go. And here we go. We're off on a new direction. There's nothing that says just because you've invested into something that you have to keep investing. And in fact, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But that is a human trait. That's a human thing we do. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It means the world to me. It means the world to us. Lets us know to do more of this content. We are dropping that coin, and I am sending you so much love. I'm sending you so much light. Leave me comments. I'd love to hear how this hits with you, if it doesn't hit with you, whatever you're feeling. And I can't wait to see you again. Mwah. Yeah. Welcome in my card to what they thought, what they felt the last time that they saw you, the last time that you saw them. What was going on? What was the underlying current and energy? Go ahead and clear some space. Open up a little space to bring this person in, to bring their image in, their energy in. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull some cards. Let's get into all of the information. Now, if we get questions, we're going to ask questions. So Don't worry if there's something that's not being answered. There's always the option to do a deeper dive below as well. That link will always be there. I'm happy to have you on this ride. Let's dive in. Okay, so we are asking that question. What did they think? What did they think the last time that they saw you, the last time that you saw them? And I'm closing my eyes in case I do anything strange. I don't think I ever do anything strange. I always just say that because I imagine myself like, putting the cards somewhere weird or, okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. Pull in this energy. What do we have? Uh-huh. The Justice card is the first card I pulled over. My hand's just doing it. My hands are just going. We have the Eight of Wands. We have the Two of Cups. We have the Page of Cups. Really good stuff coming in right away. Oh boy, oh boy. So the Eight of Wands is a fast-moving card. This is our wands get into fire energy, passion, purpose. It is this like yummy fire energy that's fast moving forward, and it is a flow energy that you can just lean in. They feel like they want to move quickly. They feel like they want to flow. This person, by the way, can be anyone. This can be someone from your deep past that that you're looking at the last time that they saw you as a while ago, or that someone that is coming in right now that's new, or someone that you've been seeing, or someone you're in a relationship with, whatever level that's at. But there is something fast about this energy that feels like it can flow, that feels like the universe can just take over and they can just ride this wave. They don't have to struggle through it. It just feels like whew. Yeah, slam dunk. Yeah. Oh, easy. Straight in, easy. There's something really, really fiery and fast moving about this energy. Now, the Two of Cups, so they feel like they can just talk to you. There's an easy flow of conversation. There's an easy way about the way you communicate, and you feel very open. There's also a sort of rooted emotionality here. The cup's getting into the feelings and the emotions. So there's also like an understanding of the feelings and the emotions that are playing back and forth between the two of you. And it feels very equal. It feels very side by side, very understood. There's something very beautiful about this. I sort of say this is kind of like our Lover's card in the Minor Arcana. It's really a beautiful card of shared experience, communication. Gets into the feelings and the emotions. It's a really lovely card to come up. There is something that feels like, yeah, yeah. This feels like it's the right tempo and that it's even and equal. And the Page of Cups also coming up. So I also feel like there's a part of them that feels emotionally and taps into an emotional space whenever you two laugh together, where there's something that's sort of like a little bit funny, or you get each other's humor, and there is something that feels like yeah, that taps my heart, that taps my emotions, that gets into my feelings, that's really showing up with something for me. And I love that. And our pages are these youthful messenger cards too, so it's also, they can be sending you some messages through any little funny things they add in. If they try to insert humor into something, or they try to make you laugh, that's a little love note kind of from them. Now, the Justice card also coming in here, which is very interesting. And there is something that they are feeling like they need to gain something back. Now, I get this feeling of like an arm wrestling match a little bit, and it's not with you. It is with something else in their life, that they're kind of doing some little arm wrestling match, but like you are the litmus test for if they're winning this or not, if they're getting to a space where they're sort of almost getting the justice for something. And I don't know what that is. We can ask that question, and it's a wonderful question to ask. So let's go ahead, let's ask some more questions. But first of all, I do want to pull two more cards just in this arena. I just wanted to know two more cards for this arena. Three of Pentacles. We pulled the same card in the same space in our, I think it was the same space. It might have been, this actually might have been our, a little later on of a pull, but it's over here, like deep in the deep pocket here. The Three of Pentacles popping up. And I love this card popping up because it feels it gives this feeling that they have this sort of futuristic planning going on with you, that there's a part of them that's like figuring out and hashing out. This is very architectural, building goal setting, and the pentacles often get into finances and money or things of the earth, but also we're talking about romance here. So we're really talking about value of how they can build something of value with you. They value you and want to figure out the best way to construct something for this to build, for this to go forward. What's the next step forward? What do they do? Do they, how do they take things to a new space with you? And there's a part of their brain that is hashing that out right now, and possibly also bringing friends into that discussion or people that they know into that discussion, that perhaps your name is being thrown about a little bit, or the situation even being thrown about a little bit. And we have the Two of Swords popping up, and I wasn't really expecting this in all of these feels, but there is a little part of them that isn't making a decision about something. So there is perhaps something that they need to really decide on before they could move forward here. So there might be something in the back of their mind where they're like really realizing that they have to make a choice and choose something in order to really choose to move forward with you. That there's something that's got a blindfold has to come off, that they have to be really open and see what really is. And that could get into, if this is something where you're not really seeing each other, maybe they've been seeing somebody else too, or this could get into something where it's like a value system thing, like what they want for their lives. But there's a decision that's not being made right now, and that blindfold hasn't come off yet. This card is also a reminder that you're not making a decision. That is a decision as well. So let's go ahead. I want to ask a little specific. I want to get a little specific about this Justice card. What do we need to know about that? Is there anything we need to know about that? Okay. The Three of Cups coming in, and that doesn't feel super clear to me. The Three of Cups is kind of this, the cups getting into the feelings and emotions. This is a wonderful sort of, like it's enjoyment, it's laughter, it's fun, it's this good emotions. So there is maybe this feeling that there are some people that they're thinking of specifically that seem to be winning in some sort of way that maybe they don't feel like they are winning in. And honestly, this could even get into that sort of competitiveness with like people in their lives who are in relationships, getting married, doing things, having, in their families that seem to be having a ball doing it, and that they are not participating in that same experience, and sort of feeling that feeling of like, that's not fair that I don't get to participate in that experience. Let's pull one more card for that, just in case there's anything else that we really need to know about that. And the King of Wands comes in. So I don't feel like this person, I don't feel like this is something to be wary of. I feel like this feels like it draws back into this person's energy, and this person's energy is very strong, very motivated, very driven, very growth oriented, very unstoppable, like hardcore moving forward, very passionate and lit up. And I love our King of Wands. I love the Wands. I'm going to say this about a lot of cards, I'm sure, but I really do. There's this energy behind this. And there is this divine masculine energy that is so strong. There's this incredible, sort of alpha male yumminess that's going on here. And I think that this person really inhabits so many good things. They're so driven that whatever it is they feel they need to like even out the playing field on, that they need to get fair, that needs to like come out right for them, they still have a really good handle and a really good grasp on how to accomplish what they want to accomplish, how to move forward, how to hit the right buttons. And they have a good grounded structure to work from. And so I don't think it's anything that we have to really actually worry about. Like the feelings of like maybe vindication or something, or if there's something that's almost, as if there were something that's sort of haunting them almost, but that's not coming through here. So I feel like yay for this person, this is good. If it's motivating and moving them forward, if it's making them more open to future things that they want, and that happens, to include you and relationship and love and things, I think that that's great. It's just sort of feeding the fire that they already naturally have. Okay, now I would like to ask about where this can be going. What are we looking at here? What does this look like? What does this path look like? Once again, I'm closing my eyes. Um, the King of Pentacles. Well, this is something. So in card one, I pulled the King of Pentacles as well, and the King of Pentacles ended up right here on our spread as well. And I love the King of Pentacles. I'm gonna say this about all the kings because I do love all the kings, but this King of Pentacles and the King of Wands is a great marriage of things, attributes that they have. I love this marriage of attributes that they have. They also have this, they have this fire and tenacity and passion, this unstoppable energy that is like, wow, this person. But also, they have this consistency, this ability to show up, to grow things around them, to have this nurturing energy, this growth energy, which gets into having great sort of fatherly qualities, and even, protector, provider qualities, providing for and taking care of those that he loves, nurturing those he loves, growing those that he loves, growing things that he loves. And that gets into like businesses and things too, growing business, growing, assets, all of the things. But there's some really strong human qualities that go in here. And I really like this showing up. I really enjoy that showing up. And I'm happy for that showing up. Hi, beauties. Okay, I'm going to put you guys right next to each other because that's where you belong. And I want to see where this can be going. So we know this can be going into a strong space where you feel taken care of, you feel provided for, you have someone that's trying to grow you as a human being or help be what you need to grow you. And the Queen of Wands pops up. Wow. Okay. I love it when the cards come together so beautifully. Hi, Queen of Wands. Hi, King of Wands. So, as we're looking at the potential of this and where this can go and grow, there is also this part of you that can really come to the forefront. And it's possible that right now you could be in a space um, where, they have some attributes like this that are more intense than yours, and that yours just sort of rise up to meet theirs, that they're good influence on you, that they are influencing you in a positive way, helping you to be the best version of yourself, the most lit up version of yourself, optimistic, really, I love that unstoppable energy. There's no obstacle too big that's getting in the way. You've got this. You're so capable. You are so passionate. You're so driven. There's a lot of momentum in your life, taking you to this place where you have this momentum and purpose of what you want for yourself, and really this feeling of moving forward. I love this feeling of moving forward. So this can take you to a beautiful place where you're in a really strong space for you as well. Now, our Four of Swords comes in, and this is kind of this card often comes in as a call to rest and recover. The swords get into mental space, intelligence space, thought space. And we're asking about the future here for you. So this is a little tricky of a card to come in here as well, that there's a possibility of needing some rest, some time out, some recovery time. So it is possible that you guys get into a space where one of you needs a little break, needs a little time to rest and recover, to mend something, maybe something that you hadn't mended before that you really need to. And that doesn't mean this is a bad thing, but that is a great thing to know. I think that's an important thing to know, especially if it isn't a stop card. And it's not a like things are ending card, but not to be too worried about that if that comes up. But let's pull one more card for where this can go and what we need to know about how the Four of Swords fits in there. So let's just give a little ask. Okay. And with the Six of Pentacles, well, I'll tell you, I pulled the Six of Pentacles on our last spread as well, and really connecting back to these pentacles, it really feels like, oh no, maybe I didn't pull the Six of Pentacles. I pulled a different. Oh, I pulled the Nine of Pentacles, totally different. So with the Six of Pentacles, we have this giving and receiving that's going on, and. And as we're asking about this, I don't think that this is something you'd have to be too worried about. There feels like there's a good balance between the two of you. No one's loving the other person more than the other person. Like you both are giving just as much as the other person and receiving just as much as the other person. There's a lot of generosity here within this space of where this path can lead. That there's just a lot of generosity, and that doesn't mean money generosity. It can mean money generosity, but I'm really talking about, how much you're willing to be vulnerable with each other, to give love, to be empathetic with the other person, to be understanding, to be compromising, that there's no great divide where there's power struggles. This feels very nurturing. This is a great space to grow in. It is absolutely the kind of place you'd want to plant a garden. There's a lot of really strong good messages coming in here. Now I want to turn to you, and I want to turn to our pink cards. Okay, bringing in our pink deck. And I am asking about you and your heart space. I want to see what's going on in your heart right now. What do we need to know about your heart space? What do we need to know about your heart space? Okay. I'm going to pull a couple of cards for you. Knowing what we need to know about your heart space. Okay, pulling these 3 cards, getting us started. Let's see what's going on in your heart. We've got, I love this. Okay. So here we are. Uh-oh, I'm making a mess. All right. Let's see if I can stop making a mess. Okay. First of all, we have this winning energy. That there is something really wonderful and beautiful going on in your heart. I feel like you've done a lot of growing, and there's been a lot of growth happening for you. We have growth in the wands always. We have these little buds popping off of the wands, coming from your passion, coming from your ability to follow through on your purpose, ability to really ride the wave of some successes that you've had here, that there's this real winner energy coming from you. And you've really overcome some things, and that is incredible. You're in a great space. Everyone can see that and feel that too, and there's a real confidence about you that comes with that. There's also this beautiful unfolding of receiving too. Now our Nine of Pentacles coming in, and this is this kind of feeling that things are coming to you. It's almost feeling like, like a whole bunch has just come in, or a whole bunch is coming in. And, our pentacles can often get into money and worldly goods, but we are asking about your heart space. So really getting into the things that you value the most, figuring out what it is that you value, growing those things that you value the most. Really leaning into understanding the flourishing of you. Your inner workings are flourishing, and it's luxurious. It's beautiful. It feels very present. I'd love to know if you feel like you're sort of living in this space of the present moment, if you're like that, you just feel like, who am I even? I'm in this gorgeous, overflowing world. And it's wonderful, and perhaps you have not always been here, but you're in a really beautiful launch space for something to take to be able to step into something that can really be something, that can really magnify. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this Ace of Cups. Now aces bring in new opportunities. Our cups bring in feelings and emotions. This is a wonderful card. It is that overflow, like so much love that is just overflowing, so much joy that is just overflowing. We have this amazing open hand, and that is, you are open to this. You're open to this, but also probably you're feeling a lot of this in your everyday, that you are coming from the space where you're actually feeling a lot of joy. You're feeling a lot of love. You're really in this space where you're open and you're receptive. And I feel like you must just be on this, like almost like you have a soundtrack around you, that kind of energy of just, life is kind of in this magnetic space for you. This feels very magnetic. There's a lot of positivity here, that probably is attracting so many people and so many things right towards you. Let's go ahead and see what could be blocking you in your heart space. Is there anything that could be blocking this? Is there anything we need to know about there? Let's go ahead. I'm going to cut the deck and I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm just looking at any blocks, if there's anything. Mm. The Ace of Pentacles coming in as a block. Now, the Ace of Cups, the Ace is bringing in new opportunities, new things coming in here. And this sort of really coming in as a, there might be something new that's been coming in. This could get into money. This could get into items. This could get into your physical body, your health. But there could be something that's coming in that's really distracting you away from your heart space, or that's even just distracting you away from the potential of what can be romantically. And that, honestly, it feels like good problems. This feels kind of like, oh, there's so many things coming in right now that I don't even have the attention to focus on, on what is coming in for me romantically, what's coming in for me in my heart space, that could be blocking you from truly investing into something that's going to move forward on this path. But again, like I said, that feels like, kind of, Cadillac problems, as they say. It's like pretty good problems to have, that so many, wonderful things are sort of bouncing in for you, that's taking you to a space that perhaps you haven't been focusing on, opening yourself up to, focusing on love and what's right in front of you, this person. The Knight of Pentacles coming in as a block, which is surprising. So I do feel like we've got this boom energy for this person. We have this King energy for this person. Um, and uh, and we have this King of Pentacles energy over here for this person. We have the Knight of Pentacles coming in as a potential other person that is a great option, a great person. I love this energy. Has a lot of the same characteristics, has a lot of the same good qualities, is like really shows up, has this great ability to provide and be consistent, and kind of unassuming, and maybe not somebody you would notice right away with a bunch of fanfare and flourish, but is very consistent and wonderful. But they may not be the person for you. They could just be a sort of distracting factor, that they're not the full deal. This could block you from the fullness of of the full spread. And that could be something you might want to do a deeper dive on, just to see what potential could lie there for you, if you've already encountered this person and you're like, but I really want to know more about what that relationship could look like on the other side. That could be something you do a deeper dive on. And I'm just pulling one more card for any blocks for you coming in. And that is interesting, the Seven of Pentacles coming in, and the things that you value. And it is so interesting because we have the Ace of Pentacles popping up here as a block as well, that the things that you value, you've worked hard for them, you've planted them, you've grown them, you've been patient, but make sure it's what you truly absolutely want. It's not even just truly absolutely what you want. It's, don't be so distracted by them. Don't stare at them. Don't, only wait for them to grow at the expense of it not being the full shebang, the full deal, the full win. You want to get to the space where it is the full win for you. And this could just be a distraction that you've been, oh, fun. I'm going to do this garden. Like, here we go. Let's grow this thing. Let's grow my job. Let's grow my net worth. Let's grow my, a romance in an area with a person that isn't my person. And things do grow there. And that's cool. It's so cool to see, but it's not the complete fulfilling thing that you want. And you would feel that already. You'd feel that and know that already. So it's not something that you're going to be like, oh, I'm afraid I'm spending too much time on this thing I'm really lit up about. If you're really lit up about it, yes, you want to sit into that Queen of Wands energy. But if it's something you're like, oh, actually, I need a priority shift because it's not the thing I'm the most excited about. It's not the thing I'm the most interested in right now, or the path that I want to be walking down and going on. I would like to ask for you about, I would like to ask for you about the trajectory of this with this person. What does that look like? What do we see there? What's going on? So there's a complete letting go. We're getting the death card here. There's a complete letting go. I think that this really stepping into this means that you're going to have to, it's going to feel like a whole new life. That you're going to really have to let go of a lot of what you've held on to before. And it's not just a little bit, it's a complete release of what you've held on to before. And that could be the expectations, that could be old memories, any kind of things that you're holding on to from past relationships, that it's a real rebirth. There's something really new here. So there is something that you really have to release and let go of in order for this to reach its fullest potential, which it absolutely could. That energy is like really showing up here. Let's see what else we've got about the trajectory of this. We also have the Page of Pentacles, or pages, these youthful messenger cards coming in, and there is something really hopeful about the value that's here, something fledgling that sort of gets started here. So it might not feel like a blast, like a bomb going off in the beginning. It might not feel like boom, here it is. It might feel like, oh, this is easy and there's a flow to it. But this is, like, let's see, look at this new seed. It feels like, I'm really popping right back to our Seven of Pentacles. It feels like, oh, a new garden, a fresh garden. This is something that's got the potential for something that's exciting and new. And of a lot that holds a lot of value, a lot of potential value, a good investment. Okay, we're looking at the trajectory of this. And we have the Justice card popping up. Boy, oh boy. I love it when we pull duplicate cards from two separate decks because I love synchronicities. Now, the Justice card popped up in their spread at the beginning. And I didn't get a clear feel off of that, but I do have that feeling that they have that grounded sense about them. And perhaps it's that thing of everyone else is doing XYZ and I deserve to be doing XYZ too. And this is so interesting to be popping up here in the trajectory of this. And it feels like if that is the case, that they have these expectations of, my friends are getting married. My friends are they have a family. My friends are in this space with another person. I'm the one this is unfair that I'm not experiencing that too, or I'm not in that space. And I just want, to even things out and things to be fair. That could show itself in your trajectory of this, in your relationship here. If this moves forward, you can feel the repercussions off of that, and it might not be fun. That might be like, that's really annoying. I'm not living up to the expectations of what everyone else does. I don't really care about being what everyone else is, or like getting to this space where things feel fair with that. So that could sort of surface its head and be a little, but also that doesn't feel, They've got good bones. They've got a good foundation. So it does feel like there's some good things in here. And who knows, maybe that's where you would need to take a break or something. Let's see what else we have going on in here for the forward movement of this. Oh, and we have the world. We have the world, the ending of one cycle and the beginning of a whole new cycle, and it feels very fresh. This can be a whole new beginning. Like I was saying here with the death card, a complete release of something, a complete closing of something, and a whole new world opens up. It's a whole new cycle beginning. This can feel like a whole new start. Uh, and open and vulnerable and free and joyful, like you were just dancing down this new path. Something really exquisite popping up here. I'm going to pull two more cards for you. And the two last cards that I'm going to pull here for you before we turn over our anchor card, well, that's going to be one of our cards. And sometimes my pink cards just have a mind of their own. They just jump, they do whatever they want to do. And that's part of their personality. And I let them do that. That's part of what we do. This is guidance from whoever you seek guidance from, greater power, the universe, your angels, your guides. But this is divine guidance coming in for you. So any divine guidance and messages coming in for you is very interesting. We have the Three of Swords. We have the Five of Wands. And we're asking for divine guidance. So there is our jumping card, jumping forward here. So there is something that's important coming out here, that there is some heartbreak somewhere in here for you. And there is something that needs to be handled and dealt with that has caused you an immense amount of pain. And this can get into this space over here of that cacophonous kind of fighting. And it could be this sort of tortured feeling of stepping back into that fight over and over again, stepping back into the fight, stepping back into the fight. Now, this is not popping up as a block, so I don't think this is going to keep you from moving forward. But this is popping up as, hey, you should really spend a little time with this. This is going to make your life, your heart, your relationships, your ability to love and have that overflowing cup. This is going to open up these doors for you. So this is coming in from a higher knowing that it's going to be important for you, and maybe you don't know why yet, but it's important for you to go back and take a look and see what has been causing me a lot of pain. What has been plaguing my thoughts? What have I not been able to stop thinking about that's caused me a lot of heartbreak and hurt? Let's go ahead and take a look at this anchor card. Oh boy, we have the Queen of Pentacles. I love this. This is a separate deck from these two decks. We pulled the Queen of Wands for you. We pulled the King of Wands for him. We pulled the King of Pentacles for him. We are pulling the Queen of Pentacles for you. Yeah, I love this. I love this. So not only do they see all of this nurturing beauty in you, this growth energy in you, this ability to take care of yourself, to take care of others. I love our Queen of Pentacles. I love this pair, and I love our Queen and King of Wands too. There's all this growth energy here, and this does get into that boss energy, the ability to grow everything, to take care of everything. You're so capable, but you really house this energy too. This is good stuff. There are some really intense synchronicities going on here. You might want to rewatch this and take a moment and do what you need to do, tap into that divine wisdom, uncover what's going on there. Anything that's still being hashed out in your energy field that's cacophonous, that feels like a fight, a struggle going on that you might step back into and step back into and step back into in this heart space. Heart space. Oh, okay. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. I love it. Our team loves it. And it helps us to continue doing more just like this. And I would love for us, boy, oh boy, Let's go ahead. Let us drop, let's just drop 2 crowns. King, queen. There is some energy coming up. Drop 2 crowns below to really sink into this, to grab a hold, to claim it. And I would love to hear anything you have to say. I want comments. I want to know. I want to hear all the details if you're willing to share. Oh, until I see your precious self again, I am sending you so much love. I'm sending you so much light. Mwah, Mia. Welcome in my card 3. Land and arrive. Let go of anything that you don't need, that you don't want to hold on to, and start to invite that energy in, the energy of this person. Invite their face into your imagination, the sound of their voice, the way they laugh. Let's go deep. We're going to go deep with them. We're going to go deep with you. We're going to find out everything we need to find out that's running through the energy field. And let's go ahead and start with our beautiful gold deck. And I'm just going to leave that question on the table, the things that they thought that they felt the last time that you saw them, the last time you saw this person, what was going on. Now, as we get started, I am going to close my eyes. So anytime that I am pulling these cards, and just in case I do anything weird with my hands, pull them out of frame, put a card somewhere weird, it's because I am perhaps not looking. Yeah. Just let yourself be. I'm pulling 5 cards to get us started. I was really going to pull 4 cards, but we're pulling 5 cards. We're getting started here with the 7 of Swords. We have the 3 of Pentacles. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Swords. There's a lot of information coming through here. And there feels like there might be a little complexity to this right away. So right away, I'm seeing this, the 7 of Swords pops up. And the 7 of Swords gets into this sort of thieving energy. The Swords gets into thought space, mind space. You really have stolen their thoughts, like all of their attention. The last time you were talking, all of their attention really came to you, and there was something that sort of struck them and ran away with them, where they've been having like a hard time capturing their thoughts back to their normal process, their work, their normal life. They're really kind of just chasing after some thoughts of whatever transpired. And this does not have to be any kind of big thing. This could have been like 2 words, but there is something that sort of really came to them that just stole away with their thoughts, with their mind space. Now, the 3 of Pentacles pops up, and this is so interesting because this has popped up in our first pull of cards for card pile 1, card 2. And now again, here it is. And this is kind of this architectural card, or pentacles get into things of this earth. And it just really has this feeling of planning, of building, of creating. And they're sort of seeing how they can build something with you, what that can look like, how to move forward, what the next move is, how to architect this. How does that happen? And they're doing it in a sort of studious way. So it's not a casual, they're really giving it some thought. Like, what does this look like? How do I make this happen? What are the steps here? What is the process here? We have the Wheel of Fortune, we have the King of Pentacles, and we have the 10 of Swords. So again, some differing energies, and I am feeling a little bit of something complicated popping up, especially with this 10 of Swords. So with the Wheel of Fortune, we have this really like good luck, good fortune, things really working out, things coming together. There's something a little fortuitous about the way that you saw them the last time that you saw them. There was something a little that felt just like, this was a lucky thing. This happened in a lucky way. And something really came together in a way that made them feel like there was a chance given to them that they probably shouldn't be getting. Or perhaps, the way that you smiled at them, or the way that you really were present with them, or something in there that they felt like, oh, there is something here that perhaps I don't deserve. Perhaps there is something here that is really worthwhile, that is really important, and that came to me in this almost as if it's come to me from above, that it's not something that they could really make happen for themselves, or that they deserve to have happen for themselves. And the King of Pentacles showing up here, which I love. I love our King of Pentacles. Our King of Pentacles is such a strong king. And this person has a lot of good qualities. And they certainly do. They're trying to really sit into their best qualities. They want to show up and be this kind of man for you, to show up and be this kind of person for you. And this is some divine masculine energy that's really seated in a space of growth, has kind of a fatherly quality, really growing everything around him, really showing up, doing the thing where they show up and they're consistent, they're good at what they do. This gets into work life too, that they're like that consistent, come and do it, come and do it, and do the thing and grow the thing and grow the business and flourish the business. And that's the feeling that they're really trying to present you with, all of those qualities that they do own. They do house these qualities, but they're really trying to lift them up and give them to you, to kind of show themselves off. And you also sort of bring this about in them. Perhaps they really feel like these qualities are really important to you, or that these might be the things that can make them more attractive to you. And then the Ten of Swords pops up, which is very, very interesting. Our tens are cards of completion. Our swords, again, boom, back to our Seven of Swords, gets into that thought and mind space, intelligence space. And this is really, I feel like, as soon as something from the way everything transpired, something from what happened the last time that you saw them, kind of spiraled into something where they felt like landed in a place where maybe they felt like they are not good enough, or they don't know how to move forward, or they don't know what to do. They don't know how to move things. And just kind of sort of a space of almost paralysis, and also a space of just kind of this feeling of like almost helplessness, that they're like, well, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I don't even know what to do with this, or perhaps feeling like they can't live up to something here. I'm not sure what that's about. That's not coming clear. But let's go ahead and pull some more cards to find out. So this is the first card I want to pull. Is really, I want to just get a little more information on our Ten of Swords. I just want to pull a little. Okay, we're pulling two cards on our Ten of Swords. And we have the Knight of Swords, again with the swords, very interesting. And we have the Nine of Pentacles, definitely a sword and pentacle theme popping up here for us right away. Now, the Knight of Swords, this is so interesting because it is this velocity. This card, I mean, whoa, this person, like brave, strong, passionate, boom, moving in, sharp and smart with clarity, knows exactly where they're going, just like ready for battle, ready to do it. There's no lack of confidence here. And this is really, we're asking about why they feel so unable to move. And this feels like this gets into this all or nothing sort of space of like, well, this is the person I need to be. I need to be this, whoa, fast moving, powerful, ultra confident, really kind of almost, I don't want to say machismo kind of thing, but it is that kind of feeling of like this intense, brave warrior who can battle anything and win, that kind of feeling where there's no doubt, there's no hesitation, it's all movement forward. But the fact that they don't inhabit that space is sort of landing them in a space of paralysis, of not being able to do really anything, or not feeling like they're good enough, like that they're not what they need to be. But we know that what they are is really fantastic. I mean, they really have these great qualities. Now, our King of Pentacles is not super fast moving. And that doesn't mean this person doesn't have the capability to be super fast moving, but they certainly perhaps don't relate to that, like that they don't feel like they inhabit it. They know they're consistent. They hold a different set of skills, which are absolutely fantastic and wonderful for long-term partnership, for providership, for just really the kind of thing that, oh yeah, we can build something here. Oh yeah, this can build into something much bigger. Now, the other interesting thing is our Nine of Pentacles popping up. And our Nine of Pentacles, you'll notice how beautiful this card is. It is beautiful and luxurious. And often this can mean, things really coming together, all things sort of coming to this person and this figure in this card. And that your energy is this, things just come to you. Things just come to you. And this could pop into our Wheel of Fortune card too, that there might be some element to this where the good fortune, the good things, the sort of positivity of this really comes and is propelled by you and your energy, and they know that. Now, the Nine of Pentacles, that feeling of your worth, like how incredibly worthwhile you are. I mean, you are worth so much. There is this incredible richness about you, about the way you live your life, about the beauty you have, about your physical attraction as well, the way you pull yourself together, but also just the world that you inhabit, that everything is very full in this world. And there is something that they might feel like, oh, that's too reaching for me, or like I don't know how to I don't know how to move forward with that. So it just completely lays them out flat. Okay, now I would like to ask, if long term here. Looking long term, I just want to take a little peek behind the curtain on some long term feeling. What is the potential here? What is coming forward here in the long term? What do we have popping forward in our long term pathway? We have the Seven of Cups. It's very interesting. We have the Four of Wands reversed. Also very interesting. And we have the Star. Taking a look at this long term, this really feels like, I get a couple different messages coming in. I always want to read it just the way that it's coming in. I don't want to sugarcoat things or take things in a different direction. I just want to, I'm going to sort of stick to where this feels like it's popping up. So first of all, with their Seven of Cups, now this is interesting. So I do normally, will read this card a different way, but the cups get into feelings and emotions, and this feels like you have some sort of intuitive knowing, where and really like pulling into that star energy too. You have this intuitive knowing, and what's popping into your imagination in this intuitive knowing, that feels like it is correct. That you have some things popping up in your imagination already that come with feelings and emotions about this person. And there are some good things and some bad things there. And I want you to really take another look at those. Lean in and say, oh, is this my intuition talking to me? Because I think a lot of it is your intuition talking to you. And I think that it is correct. That those things that are sort of coming in and floating in for you, that you're sort of seeing, those are things that you should be seeing. And that is something to lock down. And you'll know what that is. And I don't know what that is. And we also have the Four of Wands reversed. Now, the Four of Wands reversed feels a little stalled out. So long term here, there's a possibility that this does get to a stalled out space where it doesn't move forward. Where, this can often be reminiscent of a wedding. This is sometimes called the 1111 card with our Four Wands here. It is fiery, it is passionate, it is celebratory, it is great, but it is reversed. So there is something a little stalled out here that like, oh, this is the projection, this is where we're going, this is the dream. This is where we want to be. We want to be in this place of coming together. Maybe you want to be in a wedding place or this sort of victory place, but it could stall out where it just never really turns over for that. Or it could take a very long time to get there. That's also potential. So that is something you want to sit with. Now, tap into your inner knowing and your intuition. That's really important, especially when you're sort of making any sort of big plans based on based on the reading, but also know that, that we're reading the energy in this moment, which is ever changing because you are a human being, they are a human being, and you get to change your map, you get to change your energy, you get to change the roads. Now, also, we have the star popping in here, and that feels good. That feels like there is a space here where you will really be seen in all of your vulnerability and accepted in that. You'll really be shown off in your light of nakedness. This figure is naked. She's very giving. You have this incredible ability to give and emotionally give. And you have all of these wonderful qualities that perhaps are a bit hidden. I mean, obviously they are seeing them, but perhaps you do hide them away and hide them away from a lot of people, and you're just kind of in your lane doing your thing, minding your own business, not worrying if other people are seeing it. But this is definitely a space where you would feel very seen for who you are and appreciated for who you are. And there is a lot of that feeling of that you can really give of who you are and be yourself, and that is an asset here within this. Okay, so I would like to know a little bit. I would really like to know, I want to know two things. First, I want to know if there's a block here. So I want to ask that and pull that card. And we have the Emperor popping up as a block. So I do think there's a potential that this person has a part of their personality that obviously they probably don't want to like showcase that the way that they're kind of showcasing this King of Pentacles energy. They perhaps have a part of their energy that can run towards the controlling, can run towards the I need to be praised. I need you to see my accomplishments. I really want to be acknowledged for these things that I've done. And that can get into a little bit of this. It's a very powerful space, but it can also, this is popping up as a block. So it really does, it feels like there might be something that is a little bit overpowering even about this person that can feel a little tricky to be with. That it would honestly, even a lot of these qualities probably in the first light of day would feel like, oh yay, take control. I love that. I'll follow that. Alpha male, woohoo. But there is something where at some point that sort of turns over into a new space where you're like, oh yes, I am extremely capable. Oh yes, I like to have control too. Oh yes, now I'm really just, changing the world to meet this person's needs of these sorts of controlled things. So it's possible that they have this kind of little that a little bit of that in them that is could block this from moving forward. Now, I really do want to pull another card for this Four of Wands. I just want to see what that is, if there's anything we need to know about that. So I just want to pull a card for that Four of Wands. Ooh, Queen of Wands. Hi. Hi, my glorious lady. Well, this says to me that whatever stalls out here, if this leads up into a stalled space, it would be coming from you. So you would be sitting in your power. It could be because of this Emperor energy coming up, and I would say more the negative aspects of the Emperor energy here, not the but there's something there that's acting as a block. So even there might be something here where you, in your power, as you sit into the fullness of who you are, your assertive self, your passion, your passionate self, your growth-minded self, your optimistic self, your forward-moving self, no obstacles in the way self, would be the one to stall things out. That there would be either something where you didn't want it to move forward, perhaps subconsciously, perhaps consciously. This felt conscious when I turned it over. To me, when I turned it over, it felt like powerhouse Queen of Wands knows what she wants and what she doesn't want, and it's stalled out and not gotten to that point because you have found a new seat of power for yourself and you're moving into a new space, and what you want is not, perhaps was not, Four of Wands. So that is what I felt originally when I turned it over. But that could get into some that could get into some subconscious things as well. That's always possible. Okay, let's get into our pink deck. I want to get into our pink deck. I want to ask about you. I want to see what's going on in your I want to see what's going on in your world. I want to see what's going on in your energy. Now, this has brought up a lot of questions, right? this is giving us so much information, and I feel like some really sharp little crisp things are popping up here. I will be very curious to hear your opinions on this and your feelings, and if things are just like zinging you, I'd really like to know. So right away, I'm just asking about your energy. I am just asking about your energy. I'm just getting into your energy. This is just taking toes in the water. Hi, Queen of Swords. Hi, Three of Wands. Well, boy, you have some powerhouse energy, don't you? You are a powerful woman. You are so wonderful. I love this. I feel like we should just chat and have a conversation and dish the tea. Okay. First of all, there is a part of you that's in a space right now where you're just kind of you're kind of just surveying things. Now, I would be curious if this person, the last time that you talked, if this is a person that you have a past with, because this does feel kind of like looking out over the past of what has happened, what's transpired, really taking a look at what has been. But perhaps you're just even looking back to this more recent interaction, or you're looking back to other things, you're looking back over other relationships, or but there does feel like there's a part of you that's really evaluating what's gone on, what's transpired, and taking stock, figuring things out, deciding how you want to move forward. Now, my Queen of Swords, the energy that you're housing right now, you have been dropping into some real knowing. This is power. This is knowing, clarity, intelligence. She is a smart and strong queen. So sit into that. I imagine you already are sitting into that. Just love it. I love it. Own it if you're not already. Okay, continuing on. I want to look inside your heart a little bit, your heart space. Take a breath, relax, release anything that's not helpful. Okay. Ooh. Heart space. Hi, my heart space. Well, interesting. So first of all, we're getting into our Six of Pentacles, and you can see this is a very giving and receiving card. Now this is reversed, so there is something that feels like you haven't been getting what you need. And perhaps you've stopped really giving of yourself as well because you haven't been getting what you need. And this doesn't necessarily mean that this is for this person. This could be from something else completely, but this is in your heart space. So this is in a relationship way. There's something that's really of value to you that you need more of that you aren't receiving. And there's something that's been sort of stalled out for you there, that's been feeling ungenerous, perhaps on both ends of that. I'm staying in your heart space for just a second now. Hi, King of Wands. Well, that's really interesting, my Queen of Wands. And we're in your heart space. Is this someone that you know immediately? I'll describe this person, but this person, this energy is very divine masculine, very passionate, very fiery, growth oriented, unstoppable. I mean, just really career driven, motivated, passionate, purposeful in their life, and just truly forward moving. There's something very attractive about this energy. It's very forward moving. And it's that no obstacles in the way. And it's something that resonates in your soul. It's something that resonates with your energy. You have the same energy. And this is a masculine energy that's coming in your heart space. That's either somebody you haven't let go of, someone that's just really still on your mind. This could be this could be dipping into this person, but it doesn't feel like this person's energy. We can ask more about that. This could also be what you're calling in. This could also be your person that has not come in yet, that they're already in your heart space, that you're already having this space for them, that you've created a space for them. But this is in there. And I'd like to know more about this. If you'll leave a comment below, if you feel like sharing, if you're willing to share, I'd love to know. Um, I'm staying in your heart space right now. So I'm staying in your heart space. And we have the magician. The magician is our master manifestor. This feels like this is in your energy. This does not feel like an outside energy coming in. This feels like you have every tool to create every single thing that you desire. And I believe there might be a part of you that perhaps is, I feel like this is popping up because there might be a part of you that is disconnected from this part. There might be a part of you that doesn't truly believe that. Maybe you have some sort of disbelief on some aspect that you know you can manifest X, Y, and Z, but these things over here, like, no way. You know, that there might be something where you really, you kind of have to remember that it's the whole shebang. You can have it all. You can make it all happen. It does take action. It will require using all your tools, but you have all the tools already. These aren't something you have to acquire. You don't have to go out and get them. You don't have to go on a huge journey to find the tools. You have the tools right now, right in front of you. And you know how to use them. You have that power already. You're a very powerful person. Ooh, I like this. All right, I'm sorry. I need to do one more in your heart space in this. Oh, hi. The Nine of Swords popping up in your heart space as well. So there is also something a little tragic going on, or something haunting, I think would be a better word. That sort of keeps haunting you, that keeps coming back, keeps replaying something. Now, I don't actually know that this is necessarily something romantic. This might be. But this might be something else as well. Now, swords, of course, getting into that thought space. This is the kind of, card where, like, I can't fall asleep, I can't go to sleep because I keep thinking about this thing. This could be something else that's taking up space in your heart space, but it keeps haunting you. And that could be something that somebody has said to you. This could be something that this could even be self-inflicted thoughts, where you are sort of perhaps even stabbing yourself over and over again with your own thoughts. But there is something going on here that feels a little tortured, a little bit, just very, very difficult to put to rest, very difficult to put down. And, ugh, whoa, what a weight to carry around. Let yourself put that down. And that's so easy to say, isn't it? That was just the easiest thing for me to say, but that is so hard to do. I want to keep pulling for you. Now, I want to look, first of all, I want to look in long term. I want to look in your energy to see what's popping up here for this person. We have a little bit of outside noise from something coming in, and some sort of truck or something. And I always say outside sounds amplify the message. So we're pulling in what's going on in this energy. That's what we're taking a look at long term. And we have the Seven of Wands coming up. This Wands energy is really pulling in a theme for you, especially my Queen of Wands. Now, this is interesting. This is reversed. So this card is kind of like this battle and struggle to, yes, you have all of the strength to stay there. Yeah, you do. But you're kind of maintaining your ground. And there's something here that feels like it's spinning its wheels. And there's something here that feels like you're really just like doing everything you can, like sprinting, that kind of feeling, like you are working as hard as you can to get nowhere, kind of thing, that you're not really making progress. You're just fighting for what you already have. And that's not a great feeling. But let's not let that be the end of the story. Let's see if there's anything else we need to know about that. We're looking long term for you. We have the Five of Cups, and the Five of Cups comes into the space of someone who is looking at what's been lost to them and not seeing what is available to them. So that as we're looking long term, there might be something that transpires where something goes awry, or perhaps you're not aligned on what it is that you want. And it's very hard to look to see the beauty of what is when you are seeing what is not available, what is, perhaps been taken away or been ruined. So that doesn't feel amazing either. Let's pull one more card here. Oh, we have the Knight of Swords. Remember our Knight of Swords over here? That we were sort of asking about this Ten of Swords energy, and this is interesting to pop up here. This is very interesting to pop up here. So this energy, I'm feeling this two ways. Either this person really sort of picks it up and this is what they feel like they need to be, you know, and they feel like they're kind of not that, and so they're stalling out right now, but also that they feel they need to be this energy so much that they do become this energy, that they end up getting this sort of ferocious forward movement of sort of like clarity, incredible confidence, diving in, moving forward, running into battle. But I also feel this as your energy, that you have this power in you. You have this kind of, and I feel this in almost this Joan of Arc way. I was just reading something about Joan of Arc and how that just happened, you know, that the day of the year just, you know, like came up when you know, when everything transpired. And this feeling of like someone's not picking up this sword for you, and you have this energy of, well, I'm picking up this sword and I am taking this into battle myself. I've got this, don't worry. Like I'm here and I am moving forward. And I have this unstoppable energy. I have the ability to run into battle. And it's that feeling that it is very interesting. And that would make sense too, getting into the stalled out aspects. Always tap your deep intuition as well. Tap your deep intuition before making any big decisions, especially. Let's go ahead. I would like to pull, I want to see what's going on with this King of Wands. Don't you? Don't you want to see what is going on with this King of Wands? I would like to know what we need to know about that King of Wands. Can we get a little clarity, please? What's up with that? We have the Hanged Man reversed. So our Hanged Man reversed. This might be outside of your there might be a part of you that's actually very unaware of not seeing what's going on with this person, whether this person has come into your life or not. That there is some part of you that's actually really disconnected from understanding what's going on with that. And a part of you that is just really almost oblivious to it. And the tuning in and tapping into your intuition, taking a look, letting yourself and not take action, just hang out, just decide not to take action. And it could be that you're so action oriented that you really feel like whenever there's something you want to take action, you're not really just sort of seeing all the little pieces. But there's a part of something here. And so I want you to, it could be somebody in your life right now, or somebody you've already met or know, take a moment just to really like take a step back. You don't have to take action. You don't have to do anything. See it from a new perspective. Take your time. You don't have to move on it. Just see what happens when you really look at it and look at it intuitively. If it's somebody who's still showing up, really keep your eye open for that, because that is very interesting. Okay, continuing on. I'm going to pull another card about our king. Hi, our King of Wands. Hi, Empress. Well, I'm getting some good feelings about our King of Wands. I'm going to tell you that. This also, you do have this fiery energy. I mean, you have this powerhouse energy. And the interesting thing about the King of Wands is that you have all the fire. Now remember, you know, your energy is coming up in this Knight of Wands here, Knight of Swords here. which is ferocious energy as well. And all this work and battling that you have to do to maintain your position, all of those things, they feel kind of, I don't want to say they feel masculine, but they're tipping into maybe more of a masculine energy, which I love, by the way. But boy, does this King of Wands put you in a feminine energy. This is a divine feminine energy. And this puts you, there's something about the balance of this, and you'll still have your Queen of Wands energy, you'll still have all that good stuff, but this also tips you into a where perhaps you are more of an alpha in a lot of ways, in a lot of relationships. And not that this tips you away from being alpha, but it just tips you away from having to, be so strong, having to be a provider, having to make the decisions, or having to be the one that decides things and takes action and moves things forward. And that it sort of puts you in a new seat, and the new seat is very divinely feminine. It's very growth oriented, very abundant, very fertile, very, just a very different feeling. This has such a different feeling than that, like sweating your way through it, or having to figure it out yourself, or having to pick up the sword and run into battle yourself kind of feeling. Those are all good things, and this means you have amazing qualities. You are the kind of person who will pick up the sword yourself, and I love that, because you are capable and you will protect and provide for yourself. But this puts you in a space kind of where you don't have to. And you're allowed to be in a different space for yourself, be on a different side. I really like this energy for you. Okay, now I just want to pull one more card for their King of Wands. Okay, you know what? I would like to be specific about this though, about what if there's anything you need to do or know about this King of Wands, and this could get into blocks too. If there's anything that you need to do or know, or if there's something right here for you. And we have the Fool reversed. So there is a degree of letting go and opening up that you might not initially be willing to do, that perhaps you're afraid of releasing control. Perhaps you are afraid of the downside, that if you open up, if you are very vulnerable, if you do step into more of this, divine feminine energy, that you could get really hurt. You could, end up at the bottom of a cliff. And this can be acting as a block, that like it's very hard for you to move past this point. However, opening yourself up, being completely vulnerable, letting yourself really open your arms to the adventure of it, and sort of go into it with a naivety, like as if this is the very first time you were ever doing this. Like this is like your heart hasn't been hurt before. Like, okay, well, here we go. Let's see what's there. I can't wait to see what might be on the other side, come what may, whistling a tune. There needs to be a little bit of that openness to this, that you walk in with this kind of like, happy-go-lucky almost kind of feeling that, like we're going to do this regardless. I'm going to be open to this regardless. And that's popping in. That's important. I'm really, really interested to pull over our anchor card. So let's do that if you don't mind. Also, if you have not subscribed already, please subscribe. It means the world to me. It means the world to our team. It lets us to know more content like this. And let's pull over our anchor card. Oh boy, we have the Five of Swords. This is a little bit of a brutal card. And this is really interesting coming from this space. This person's energy is really associating with a lot of this sword energy. And this kind of really reinforces all of the things that we've been discovering. That there is something a little bit sharp here, something a little bit tricky, and a little, perhaps even a little bit mean. This is tricky. You could do a deeper dive on all of this as well below. There's a link to do a deeper dive if you'd like to below. If you're really, really interested in investigating this pathway, you might want to do that, just because we are getting so many of those, some real signals coming in here. But again, listen to your intuition. You are a wealth of knowledge. Remember, what you kind of imagine in your imaginings, I want you to let yourself lean into that a little bit. Is like, that's probably running to the truth. That's how that feels. And the emotional feelings that are coming up in your imaginings. There is something a little bit brutal coming up here, a little bit sharp, and perhaps this is not in an obvious way. I imagine it is not in any way in an obvious way because there are a lot of wonderful, good qualities here as well, you know. So it does feel like there's a little bit of a warning coming in with this person that there are some things that feel they feel tricky. They feel tricky. And I am really enjoying this King of Wands energy. And I'm really grateful for the cards for bringing that in and giving us the little peek behind the curtain that there is, you know, there is, if you choose not to go down this path, there is another path that's really lit up and wonderful as well. So I'm gonna leave you with that. You've got a lot to digest. You've got a lot to think about. Please comment below. I want to hear your thoughts. There's so much going on. How about can we drop a I want to drop something that symbolizes Joan of Arc below because that's not the energy we're claiming because that energy is really coming in the long-term aspects of this. And I don't want you to have to run into battle. I just love that you would. I just love that aspect of you that is so capable and is so confident and is so brave, and that you are that person that will pick up the sword yourself and run in yourself. And that feels so like something really to be celebrated, even though you don't have to. And I don't want you to have to, but I want to celebrate you. So something that represents Joan of Arc below, and I'm tempted not to do a sword because of this person having so many swords in their energy. So can we do like a running horse below? Let's do like a running horse below. Running in. Oh, I love you. I'm sending you so much light. I cannot wait to hear about this. Please do tell me if I just would really love to know. And I'm gonna see your precious self soon. Until then, mwah, Mia. Welcome in my card for land and arrive, let go of anything you don't need. Tune in and let yourself open up to this person's energy, their face, their voice, the way they smile, the way they joke, all of the things. Let's go ahead and begin. So we are diving deep into everything they thought and felt the last time that you talked to them. And we are going to be pulling lots of cards. We're going to get into your energy as well. Stay tuned. Let's go ahead and dive in. If you hear some children playing and yelling, and that is perfectly wonderful. It's a wonderful little soundtrack. So let's go ahead and see what's coming in for you. Let's see what's coming in with this person. What they felt and thought the last time that you talked to them. What they felt and thought the last time you talked to them. No, I often give you a heads up, but I'm often closing my eyes when I'm pulling cards. So in case I do anything strange. Nope. Something over here. Okay. There we are. Okay, we're starting with 6 cards. So we are starting with 6 cards for you, and let's go ahead and see what we have. We have the Page of Cups, we have the 9 of Pentacles, we have the 2 of Cups, oh my, oh my. We have the 2 of Pentacles, we have the Page of Wands, and we have the Hierophant. Well, we have a lot of information coming in, and I have a lot of good feelings coming off of this right away. A lot of positivity, a lot of good projections. So first of all, we have the Page of Cups coming in, which is this fun, our pages are these youthful messenger cards. We have another page over here, so we'll remember that when we pop over here. But when we're getting into the cups, we get into emotions, and this is kind of a funny card, you know? It's got a little fish in the cup. There's something about the humor, something lighthearted and humorous, but don't mistake that for anything being, like a brush off. If that's a communication of emotion and feeling. There is something being communicated to you through any kind of attempt at being funny or laughing, or that is really tapping into heart space. feeling space, emotional space. Now, the Two of Cups pops up here, and I love this popping in. The Two of Cups, and you may have heard me say this before, but it is like our Lover's card in the Minor Arcana a little bit. It is this beautiful balance, these two people showing up together, very even, sharing in the emotions, sharing in the feelings. There is a lot of communication going on here. There's a real sense of, you're both giving the same amount. You're both interested the same amount. You are both, sort of sipping from the cup the same amount. You're both having the same amount of feelings and emotions. There's a real equality here. And something very strong, there's a very strong foundation that I'm pulling in already from this last encounter, but really just from all this energy. Now we also have the Nine of Pentacles, which is a very luxurious card. It is so beautiful. Our pentacles often do get into physical things of this earth, including, wealth and whatnot. And romance, well, it can often get into value. And but there is this is really saying, hey, this person just kept thinking about how beautiful you are, physically beautiful. From your style to the way that you're in the world, to the way you express yourself, physicality, everything just found you very breathtaking. Arresting is the word that comes to mind. Just this sort of breathtaking, arresting kind of sense about you, that you are really like, wow, just so, almost something. The word pedestal comes up, but I don't really mean that they're putting you on a pedestal, but that they're really lifting you above themselves, above the crowd, above everything, that they're really putting you in a very high space, thinking very highly of you. The Two of Pentacles also popping up here. Now, this is interesting. So I don't feel like this person this person could be anyone. This could be somebody that you have talked to for a second. This could be somebody from your past. This could be somebody you're in a deep relationship with. But there is a little bit of a sense of a juggling act going on with this person. So they kind of do go back and forth about what their priority is, what they value more. There might be another person in their life. There might be another obligation or priority in their life, but something where they are kind of playing and toying with the juggling act of going back and forth. So you might feel that while there are all of these positive things coming in, that you don't have their full attention, that there is something that's holding them back a little bit, and that they're doing this kind of juggling, balancing act between you and something else. Now we have the Page of Wands also coming in. So the Page of Wands is, again, a youthful messenger card. Our wands get into that fire and passion, enthusiasm. This person is adventurous. They have this tenacity, there's something really fun about them that you want to keep experiencing. But there also is something here about them where they can fall in love easily, but they also can get bored easily. And there might be something that there's a little bit not settled, not completely like as settled in as they could be, that they're a little more flighty than perhaps what you even realize. But the Hierophant is also popping up here, and I find this very I find this very grounding. Now the Hierophant gets into wisdom seeking. This can get into social norms. This can get into religion. That there's something that they're really trying to follow and project or to learn. There could be something educational in here. There is something seeking in them, and this is attached to you and your energy as well. So there's something that keeps sort of guiding them to you in this this seeker's way. Either they're seeking information from you, seeking wisdom from you, trying to find something out through you, or there is a parallel to you, that you are running on a parallel path of wisdom seeking or of social norms, that you both follow a similar structure for what it is you want to live your life by. There's something very interesting popping up there. Let's go ahead and pull some more cards. I want to look first of all at long term. If we were looking long term into this, what are we kind of looking at here? What is what is it that we need to know? So first of all, we have judgment reversed. Huh. Well, that is interesting. This feels like it's coming through. We have a siren in the background. I always say outside sounds amplify the message. This feels like this is coming through in a way that we have this juggling act going on already. That there might be, we're looking farther afield, farther into the future, where it might be that they aren't able to make a decision. They aren't able to decide. They aren't able to really land in a place where they feel like, yes, this is it. This is the thing. This is the path. But it could feel like they get very, very much in a space of not making a decision, not being able to land in it. And that can feel very uncomfortable, very unsettling for both of you. Let's see what else we have. We're looking further afield into the future. Well, I like pulling the Six of Pentacles because this gives us a sense that there is a give and take, that there is this generosity between the two of you. Where, and I don't really mean when we're talking relationships, a generosity of wealth. It could be, there could be a lot of gift giving, or, this could get into sort of money things, but I really mean this in a sense that between the two of you, there's a sense that you are gracious with each other, you're forgiving of each other, you are understanding of each other, you give the same amount of emotion, the same amount of value to each other, that you value each other the same way. There's a lot of give and take. It's not just one person, the power dynamics aren't off, where it's just one person wanting or loving and another person taking and needing. And I love pulling that up. So we're looking far into the future. We're looking that further afield. Now we have the Knight of Wands coming up, and I find that very interesting, especially with our Page of Wands over here. This feels like it's a sort of graduated space that that even if they might be more flighty now, or they might not be able to really land in that space of feeling like they have the consistency to fall in love and stay in love, or that they get really excited about something and then kind of just leave it, like, ooh, project fun, and then just sort of, jump ship. There is a space to them that if further afield down the road, they sort of graduate into a more mature version of themselves that can still have some of that aspect, but also does have more maturity with it, has a better sense of moving forward, of more fire, more go, more motivation, more drive. There's something more, I've said mature twice already, but I'm going to say it a third time and I'm going to land that word because that is the word that really comes for me there. Okay, now let's go ahead. I would still like to look further afield for one more card, just because I feel like I want a tiny bit more information coming together. So we also have the Wheel of Fortune here. And the Wheel of Fortune brings us all of that, it's that good luck feeling. Good things are coming in. Everything is sort of happening for you. So things kind of land in your path. That this could be a very propitious, it's a very big word, very propitious life that you could create with them, or even just the path if you don't get to the space that's, if we're not talking about forever, perhaps we're just talking further down the road, where it feels like you're a very charmed couple, you're a very lucky couple. Things really come together for you. People invite you to things. You feel very, fortunate. You build each other up in a really good way that helps you both to be more successful, really highlights and shines your individual attributes. There is something really beautiful there, and that feels really good, and really lucky, really fortunate. I want to know about anything that we just need to know about that might be coming up in here. This could be blocks for this person, but I don't really want to specifically get into blocks. I kind of just want to keep this open, just if there's any hidden energy here. Well, the Three of Swords pops up, and that makes perfect sense when we're asking this question. So there is some hidden energy. There is some heartbreak here. There is some underlying pain and hurt that has to be handled. And this feels like this is coming in from their energy. So there is something there that they are perhaps have some scars from the past. They perhaps have some bleeding that is still going on. And I don't really mean literal bleeding. Of course, I just mean that they're, still healing some things from the past, that they're still healing some heartbreak. They're still getting to that space where they can really have a full heart to be working with. And that might rear its head at you. And I'm staying in that question, and we have the Nine of Swords. High Swords again. And this also makes perfect sense when we're asking this question. This is that kind of tortured feeling of not being able to sleep because you can't stop thinking about something. And there's something here for them that you're not reading that, and maybe that could be what they're balancing. That could be that they're even balancing something from the past that is like theoretically done, but it's not done for them. That could be somebody who's in their life right now as well. This is that feeling that you're not getting the full scope of, there is some sort of internal struggle and internal unhappiness, unease, inability to let go of something, anxiety. There's something you're really not getting a full clear picture about, especially if they're using laughter and humor as their love language. And even if it's a very even keeled back and forth communication, there is something that feels that I don't think you would be able to see. And maybe, I don't know when you'd be able to see it. But that is deep inside, and that's something that they're gonna have to handle and walk through. Okay, I want to pull some cards in your energy because I just want to see what's coming up for you. I also want to look at other possibilities, if you don't mind. I'm liking a lot of the things that we're getting here. We're getting a lot of positive things, but I also feel like there could be, I didn't get a solid feeling of like, boom, yes. But so I want to feel some sort of solid way. I want to get a little bit more of like a, okay, that's what's happening. So I'm just taking a look in your energy first of all. So let's take a look in your energy. Well, Wheel of Fortune popping up in your energy. Now, this is a separate deck, duplicate card. I love synchronicities. Now, the most interesting thing about pulling this for you right now is that this yummy, yummy, juicy, juicy, like, hey, you're this fortunate couple, all these good things happen to you. That's going to happen to you no matter what. This is in your energy. This is just in you. So you are bringing that spice to the pot. This is not something that they are, of course they're a part of it and you'll feel like that couple, but you're going to bring that to any coupledom you're in because that is something you carry around with you. You are going to have good things falling into your path. That is where you are. That is energy that you are pulling in. It's from your energy bank. Okay. And I love that. I love that. Okay. Hi, Nine of Swords. Well, I guess you guys are in the same place a little bit, huh? So all the things that I just said about our Nine of Swords, that struggle, that anxiety, not being able to sleep for thoughts, that there is an internal struggle of, and it's deep. It feels very painful. It feels just like it won't stop sometimes, but you hide it well. It's deep in there. It doesn't have to come out until certain quiet moments, but it's there. And that is very interesting. That could be something that really connects you to this person even, and puts you on that really even playing field and in that give and take space, because you do have a shared energy here. I find that really, okay. I'll let you take it from there. All right, I want to look more in your energy. I'm dying here. All right, we have the Nine of Pentacles, my Nine of Pentacles. So remember, this is the third card we pulled over here. This also is that feeling of that luxuriousness, that just how beautiful you are, physically beautiful, that the space you inhabit, the things that grow around you, the richness of who you are. It is so opulent. and it is yours. That is not just their perception. That is something that you innately have. You are gorgeous. You are beautiful. You grow things around you. Your sense of being in the world. You are very much in the world. So maybe you don't notice how many people notice you, but that is something that you hold. So even if you really get that feeling off of this person, like you're like, yeah, I know that they feel those things about me. I can feel that off of them. Even if you can feel those things off them, they're not the only person thinking that. Just in case you need to hear that, this is something that is just you. That is something you are just bringing to the table. Breathe into that. Open your hands to that. Let's continue. I still just want to take a look in your energy. Not quite ready yet. Okay, so we have the Four of Swords popping up. So you're either maybe perhaps taking a rest right now, or you need to take a rest. Um, whatever has been going on, especially with this little struggle energy that's deep within, you need to let yourself relax and let go. I am really feeling this in a kind of, find an Airbnb for yourself and spend a whole day retreating away, just almost being someone else for a second and letting yourself physically get away from the things that you might struggle with, the mental things you might struggle with. And I know that that might not be an option, but I would love that feeling for you. If you could take a little rest, just truly retreating from the thoughts, the concerns, the struggles, the worries, the things that would keep you up at night that you might find some real anxiety with, that you need a little rest and recovery time. And you could be in the middle of some rest and recovery time, which would be fantastic. I would love that for you. But if you're not, you know, okay, it's time. That's your little bump from the universe. Okay, I'm continuing. All right, let's see what else we have. So I want to take a look. I want to take a look in your heart space, in your romantic space, about what energy is coming in for you. This can be from this person, but this doesn't have to be from this person. I just want to see what's coming in for you. So we have the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups is a very nostalgic card. Our cups get into feelings and emotions. There's something very nostalgic about this. Looking back, feels like childhood, feels cozy. It feels like something you've tried on before. This is like that favorite outfit that you had that you put away for 20 years and you got it back out and you're like, oh wow, that's my favorite outfit. Like, whoa, there's something that's like, just putting on the thing and feeling amazing. That is very interesting coming in. Someone who feels recognizable to you right away. Someone who feels, this could even be someone from the past. There's something coming in here that feels like known to you, like you've known them forever. And we've got another card popping out here for us. And we have the Four of Wands. Just take a breath for me for a second. I love this popping up. This feels like, sometimes we call this the 11, the 1111 card, because we have two wands, two wands. There's a lot of growth that happens with the wands. The wands are fiery, they're passionate, they're purposeful. This feels like a wedding. It could feel like a celebration, like a victory. And it's a togetherness. There are two people that are winning here. And the immediate thing that came into my mind when I pulled this card over is that this is a sign that says happy ever after is coming. And there is togetherness for you in the future. There is this victory in the future. There is this happiness, this wedding, perhaps, this celebration of togetherness. There is this for you in the future. This is on its way in. You have nothing to worry about. I'm not sure that you are worried about that. This feels like that's not about worrying about it will happening. It feels like it's something else. But there is this reassurance coming in. And that's lovely. I want to see more about what's coming in for you. Let's take a look a little bit more about what is coming in for you. The Hermit, this feels like a very direct path and link to our Four of Swords, that rest and recovery energy. There's a little bit of something for you romantically that I don't know that it can turn around. I don't know that I feel like this is a call to action almost. This is a call to action to say, hey, for these things to come in for you, you might need to search out some stuff inside of yourself. You might need to take a little bit of time, pull away, say no to a few more things, say yes to a few more things that are enlightening, that are illuminating the inside of your soul, that are illuminating what has been going on, or even just shining a light on it. It doesn't even have to be fixing something, you know? And of course, fixing something makes it sound like you're broken, and you're not broken. Um, just shining a light on what has been going on, what you need to see that maybe you've been ignoring. A little bit of internal work going on there. Okay, I'm pulling one more card for that. What's coming in? Because there's anything glorious we need to know. The High Priestess comes in for us. And I love this. This has its, like, woof, just this mystic quality of, we have the dark pillar, the light pillar. Sometimes our high priestess is called the third pillar. The space between those two things, understanding the benefits of both, understanding the glory of all the things. So wise, so intuitive, very magical, very, very knowing, and searching, and we're asking what's coming in for you romantically. This feels like it's a completely different level. And I'm not saying it's a different level from where you are. It's just that you have all of this already. And there is like a little bit of a shift that is coming for you. And within this shift, within this call to action of illuminating whatever it is that needs to be illuminated inside of yourself, there is this kind of transcendence of really understanding a new space that takes you to a place where you're really, really ready to receive. You're really open to receiving. Things are really open and clear for you. And you're just in this very powerful position to have what you want, for it all to flow easily to you. I would like to know about anything that might be very difficult as a block for you, or might be very difficult for you in finding the space that you need to find to get to the space where you're really, happy ever after is coming, um that's sort of where I want to be. Ooh, hi. Well, we got our answer, didn't we? Don't you love how the cards answer us? The Tower shows up. I do love the Tower card. The Tower card, however, also says, hi, things are going to be uncomfortable. There is something very uncomfortable that you are going to have to do. You're going to have to burn it down. It is going to be like a bolt of lightning. It is going to feel like destruction happening, because it is in a way. And there is something beautiful that is going to be grown out of it. And in order to reach that transcendence and to get to that space, to find that new space, there's something very uncomfortable, a big change that you're going to have to handle and deal with. I have a feeling that you intuitively sort of know where this is. But I also think you need this rest. I think this is kind of timeline, we get this rest, that you need to take the rest immediately, that's the first step. This is, if you want to take notes, this is the homework. The first step, take the rest, make the space for yourself to just step away from, the thoughts and all of those things. And these things are coming in. We do have that old nostalgia familiar, which this person could be walking into your life, even before you're getting to this space. But also just keep walking the path to get to the space. And this feels like a lovely reassurance. This doesn't feel like an immediacy. But this is sort of like, hey, you're gonna get here. So it is waiting for you, but it might be waiting for you on the other side of this. So shining the light on your interior self, seeing what it is you need to see, this doesn't have to take a lot of time. That doesn't feel like what that's saying to me. I don't feel like this is like a 3-year journey to, an ashram. This feels like, oh, okay, you spend the day, step inside, see what you need to see, take the rest. And there is some knowing, there is some clarity, there's some real wisdom and understanding. Now that leads you to this big change. Now, this big change is something that feels like it is coming from you, does not something feel like something that is put upon you, but it's something you know you need to make. So it's probably something that you already have an intuitive sense of what that is lurking inside of you. And that is going to change the game for you. That's going to change the romantic heart space, bring it all to you game. We have temperance reversed. And this comes in, and this feels like it is saying, this is not meant to feel balanced. This is not meant to feel temperate. This is not meant to feel like, oh, I do this. This is going to feel outrageous, perhaps. Whatever this is, and whatever this big change is, and whatever these steps are, this might feel like all of your friends might say, hey, why don't you just step back from that a bit? Like this is the kind of change that people aren't going to want you to make because it will make them uncomfortable. And people don't like change. You're not going to like change either, probably. The outcome of change, sure. But in the moment, it's very uncomfortable. This is not going to feel like, oh, I'm just a balanced grown up, living in my most balanced life. It's going to feel a little bit outrageous and ridiculous. And that's okay. If it's getting you to where you need to go, that's absolutely okay. Okay, I'm pulling another card for this. Oh, and we got the Ten of Cups. I love this coming in. The Ten of Cups really just, and our Four of Wands both popping in here. And I always call the Ten of Cups my Happy Ever After card. This is the Happy Ever After card. It's a card of completion. Look at the cups have those feelings and emotions. Just look at this card. We've got family, that homey feeling, openness, happiness, woohoo, under the rainbow. It is just a wonderful, happy, yummy, soulful, joyful, loving card. And in it flows open arms. You don't have anything to worry about. Everything is going to be okay, even if it's really uncomfortable while you're getting there, or you have to do some things that maybe feel like you don't want to do them. But we're getting lots of reassurances about the path that lies ahead of you. So it is worthwhile. It is a worthy pursuit. It is a worthy endeavor. Okay. I just want to pull one more card for you. Okay, that's not true. I'm going to pull 2 more cards for you. I want to pull one more card about this person over here, because I feel like we're getting some other messages coming in that really have very little to do with this person. This could absolutely be this person on the other end of things. But I'm not sure that I'm getting that sense. That doesn't feel like a solid, like, slam dunk to me. This feels like, okay, we got a lot of information about this person and what this could look like with them. But hey, this is what you really needed to hear. And this is really important. It's going to change your life forever. That's what this feels like, that this is the important good stuff. Now, I do want to pull one more card for them because that is why you came in here. So their pull for you must be strong enough that they're really pulling you towards them. And I want to see, is that gonna be helpful? Is it good for them to pull you? Is this something that you should really work on, going towards or away from? Hi. I love our synchronicity. I love pulling duplicate cards. We have the Two of Pentacles once again. Now, this person has been juggling something and going back and forth. You might feel like they're not 100% committed to you, that there's something else that has their attention as well. And guess what? So are you. There is also a back and forth with you. Neither one of you is fully committed to moving forward on this. Neither one of you feels totally focused on it. There's not yes, definitely, let's go kind of feeling about this. Even if sometimes you, now I'm not going to say that if you intuitively know that that's not true for you, own that. Now, I would like you to think of everything with curiosity, a sense of curiosity, that even if sometimes you think like, yeah, I really would be super committed to this, I would like you to just with a curious lens think, what am I? Is there something else that really has my priorities? Like that I'm really juggling with? Because this card is sort of, telling us that. So I would love for you to at least question it. Now, I would like to pull one more card for you. I would like to pull one more, and I feel like that's a great answer because we're just not getting a stamp of approval per se, or like this is the thing, you need to follow this right now. This is more of a what you should focus on. Let this be what this is, figure that out as that goes. But really, this is important information. This is very important for you. Okay, so now I would just like to call in any message. We know happy ever after things are landing for you in that future energy, so you have nothing to worry about. I would just like to pull in a little piece of guidance and wisdom from your angels, guides, anything that's any higher power that you want to give that ownership to. Let's go ahead and let's go right in here somewhere. Okay. Well. Our Two of Cups comes in. Well, that's very interesting. Two of Cups, boom. Of all the cards. Okay. So the Two of Cups pulling in with that, the same energy I was talking about before with that togetherness, landedness, that communication, that equality, drinking from the same cup, the feelings and emotions, that it will be even, they will be evenly distributed of feelings and emotions. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful card. It is a loving card. This coming in here, it does feel like there's this little call to this person that we were thinking about that says, hey, there is something, I think there is something good here to communicating with this person, to talking things through with this person, to communing with this person. I think that that is really good. I think that that is tapping that for sure. I also think that that is saying that you are going to be in a space where you have something that is not a power struggle. It is even, it is equal, it is loving and giving and joyful, and it is very much a exercise in togetherness, side by side. You and me, side by side, together. Here we go. Equals, truly, walking this path together. You are not alone, and you are not going to be going through this journey of life alone either. I'm not saying you feel like you are. I want to pull up our anchor card, if you will. Now, this is another deck as well, so this could have a duplicate as well. And we do. We do indeed. We have the Page of Wands. We have another duplicate card. This is a lot of duplicate cards. There are a lot of messages coming in here. And I want you to take in your intuitive messages too. So please take time to really listen to the intuitive messages that are coming in for you. Our Page of Wands coming in, and we have that sense of adventure, this person coming in with this adventurous spirit, this like fun and exciting, easy to fall in love, but also can get bored and can move on. The immature aspect of what I said when we first pulled this over, and when we were looking at the Knight of Wands, of falling into a more mature space. This is our important reminder that is coming in, that this is not a fully matured thing here that you're dealing with. This is not a fully matured sense of not the person per se, but yes, the person, but the qualities that you want, the attributes that you want, the things that would make them a really strong long-term partner. But is fun and wonderful, a breath of fresh air. I mean, just exciting and distracting probably too. But is that the most important thing right now, to be distracted? Is it focusing on actually not being distracted? Is that perhaps the most important thing right now? And making that big change. I'm going to let you decide. If you need more guidance, there's a link below so that you can get more guidance. I know this is a lot. I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts. Please, please, please share with me. I would really like to know. I'm gonna have us let's drop. Ooh, there's so many options. But I would like to go ahead and let's drop a lantern if there's a lantern, or a candle if there's a candle. I love tapping into this power energy, but I want to tap into this hermit energy. I just kind of, and I'm very curious if you feel like you're ready to, like, you're like, hey, I'm going to do this tonight. Like, I'm making space. This feels important. I'm going to make the rest time. I'm going to shine a light inwards. Like, they don't have to wait anymore. I would like to really hear that, but you don't have to claim that. You can still just drop that just to say like, hey, I listened to this whole thing. And I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm still processing. But I would love to hear your thoughts. So go ahead and drop that below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It means the world to me. It means the world to our team. Lets us know to do more content like this. And also, you should get notifications. You should like the video. Absolutely all the things. I'm gonna see you so soon. Until I see you then, I'm sending you so much love. I'm sending you so much light. Mwah. Mia.